Hey Lynn, how's it going? It's Shammi with Celltown Chrysler. So I have some great news. Obviously, I mentioned via text. I do have two options that are going to be able to fit. Now it's very difficult, obviously, because I mean, anytime you have a little bit of negative equity that's involved, and then you also have the interest rates that are involved too, right? So, you know, sometimes in these scenarios, it's not the easiest to find that perfect option, because you know on the used end you'll sometimes be limited on term, and obviously you'll have a higher interest rate, and typically, you know, with a new vehicle, obviously it's not as easy as well, because you don't want to go with something that's too expensive, because then with any negative equity, I mean, that payment can jump pretty significantly even while having a lower interest rate. So I kind of found the best of both worlds, and this is going to be one of our service loaners. So the good news is I have this vehicle right here, and I also have one in gray. They're both going to have similar kilometers, just around 17 to 20,000. They're both 2019 models, which is really nice, and they're actually really nice packages. So this is actually our 2019 Jeep Compass. This is going to be in the North Edition with the altitude upgrade. So it's actually got some really nice features. Now, this is the first option. My secondary option would be another service loaner of mine with similar kilometers, same year, same exact package. And that one, the only difference, it's going to have the gloss black wheels, where these ones have kind of the aluminum with the little bit of the black inserts. And that one's going to be all black. And that one also has a granite, almost like a gunmetal gray paint, versus the white one here. And the only thing that's different on the inside is this one has the panoramic sunroof, where the other one won't. Okay, so I do want to give you a nice little walk around. So these vehicles, obviously, they are very well built. They're really nice, very well loaded, great on the highways, and at the same time, fuel economy wise, they will save you significantly. Now, one of the big things, and obviously, you know, anytime you have a front wheel drive vehicle, you're going to find that, you know, obviously in the marketplace, the 4x4s and the four-wheel drives, the all-wheel drives are going to be, sorry about that, are going to be much more desirable. And the reason being, obviously, that, you know, when that consumer is looking for that vehicle, especially in an SUV, they kind of like that, to have that option, obviously, and it definitely helps on the resale value in the future. So this vehicle right here, obviously, it is a really nice Compass. Now, on the altitude package, so this is the North with the altitude package, you'll notice that you do have more of a gloss black on the front grille. Now, I don't know if you're aware with the Jeeps what those 7 grille slots actually stand for, but it actually stands for the 7 continents on the planet, right? So obviously, when it comes to capability, I mean, all of our Jeeps are going to be very well, handle very well in all kinds of terrain, and both of these options are 4x4s, which is really nice. Now this one especially, you'll see on the front end there, you do have the fog lights, which is really nice. Again, you do have the really nice 18-inch tires. Now this one itself, I mean, does have your keyless entry. So if you notice right here, it's got a little button, so you never have to, you know, take the keys out of your pocket. You can literally push that button to get in and out of the vehicle itself. But overall, really nice proportions. Now, I'm pretty tall. I don't know if Dave told you. But overall, like, I fit very well in here, and there's quite a bit of room. Okay. Now I will give you a little bit of an indication on the back here. Now, you do obviously have that nice 4x4, the North package. Does have a backup camera as well, and guess what? They both will have a nice power tailgate for you. Now, apologize for the mess. I gave this one a little bit of a wash, as you can tell from the water. But the interior on either of these options, obviously, it would be, you know, fully detailed, fully clean for you. But you will see in the back, you can fold those completely flat if you like. Tons of space in the back. And on top of that as well, obviously, when it comes to some extra storage down here, you will have, and obviously, a spot for the spare tire that I'm assuming is just over in the service side. You do get a really nice sound system. Now, I don't know if music is something that you like, but this one has the Beats by Dre sound system. So lots, I don't know if you're familiar with Dre, but he's a music producer. So he developed the Beats audio system or a company just to make sure that people can get like studio quality at home and in their cars. So it's a really nice system. Now you will notice obviously on the Altitude too, you get a lot of blacked out details, like even the Compass logo there is all blacked out. Now in the back you will notice that they will have the leather and the cloth mix, which is really nice. Obviously a spot over here for your cup holders. Now again, apologize for the mess, but it does have the all-weather mats. You do also have a really nice full plug-in in the back, and also a nice USB port. Now on this side here you will notice that again, obviously the passenger side is going to be a manual adjustment. You do also obviously have the same leather and the cloth mix. I kind of like how they have that nice honeycomb pattern, but you will also see that you got the mats in the front as well, and obviously you can see the nice equipment that is in this vehicle. So on the driver's side you will notice it does have the power seats. Okay, now also you do have automatic windows for the front driver and passenger, and there's that little indication knowing that you got that Beats by Dre system here. Now on the inside, on both of these models you're going to get a nice leather wrap steering wheel, and guess what, it's heated. You have heated seats in the front passenger and driver, so really nice touches. Obviously it is a tilt and telescoping steering wheel, so you can push it in and out. And the nice thing on this one as well, it will come with that nice 7-inch LCD screen, so you can kind of toggle through different menu items and obviously different options, which is really cool, right? So it definitely kind of gives you a lot of bit of customization. And you notice the kilometers, so 17,674. I will always quote a little bit higher, you know, so even on the other one I'm going to give you a quote about 20,000, just like I would have for this one if I couldn't find the keys here. But at the end of the day, typically they're always going to be sitting on that 18,000 mark. Now obviously being a service loaner, these vehicles are very well looked after. There's a lot of liability. I mean, when customers take these as loaners, I mean, we do take all their information, their insurance, their credit card number, just in case. So if anything does obviously happen, I mean, you know, there is responsibility there. And obviously when it comes to servicing, everything is done on this right when it gets in. You do have Bluetooth, you do have cruise control, and you do have a really nice 8.4-inch touchscreen. So the cool thing about both of these, this one and the other gray one, is you are going to have navigation in both. Okay, and it's really nice. It's kind of like your iPad. You can kind of pinch to zoom. And then obviously when it comes to your controls, your heated seats, heated steering wheel. Now when it comes to apps, it's really cool that this one does have the available Wi-Fi hotspot. You also do have like your travel link. So I mean, obviously Sirius XM as well. I've totally forgot about the radio station here, but I'm gonna see if I can give you somewhat of an indication of the sound system. Let me try to find something with a little bit of bass. I'm gonna put the window up, so these are gonna be the one touch. There you go. Sorry, but yes. Sound system, let's hear this thing. So super clear and very loud. Lots of bass. See, it's almost hard to hear me, and I don't even have it cranked all the way, but there's lots of bass in this one. Okay, very clear sounding, and the nice thing on this one too obviously is it does display a really nice backup camera, and that is obviously going to be an adaptive backup camera. So when I do turn my wheel, you'll notice that the lines do move, which is super cool. Obviously you have your air conditioning, you know what I mean, your heat, which obviously works very well. You do also have your terrain select. So 4-wheel drive lock, you have your auto, your snow mode, your sand mode, and your mud mode. So those kind of change the way the transmission shifts, and essentially kind of your gearing ratios. So when you're in a snow mode, for example, and you're starting off from a stoplight, probably doesn't make sense to start off in first gear, right? So those are the kind of things that that change when you do select those different terrains. Now you do have your USB. This does have the Google or Android Auto. It also has the Apple CarPlay. So literally, if you've never used that system before, you would plug your phone into that socket there, and that USB, and exactly what appears on your phone, like for the iPhones, I have an iPhone for example, you would see that same display right on the screen. Okay, so I can even use the navigation of my my Apple Maps on this screen as well. So it's really intuitive, and it kind of really helps streamline things. And obviously, you know what, even if I want to hit my Siri button, I can actually do that just on the screen itself. So super cool. But other than that, obviously we do have some cool stuff like electronic parking brake. So I mean, it's very simple to use. Just push the brake down and push it down, the light goes off. You can set that to come on automatically when you do come to a stop, or you can just have it not on auto, right? So you do also have your automatic start stop. So this is really nice because if you do a lot of city driving, a lot of stop and go, that's typically where you're going to use the most fuel, right? So with that automatic start stop mode, what happens is it'll kill your engine when you actually come to a stop at a light, and it'll actually, your accessory drives and everything else will work, but the only thing is when it comes to the I'm sorry, let me just get out of the way for my compadre here. But yeah, so your heat, your accessories, or everything else will work, but it'll just kill the engine, just to kind of help you save a little bit more fuel. And then when you take your foot off the gas, or off the brake, it'll automatically turn the engine back on, right? So the good thing is you can turn that system off if you don't want it on all the time. Now here's going to be your nice little glove box in here. Now what I'm going to do, so this will have a 2.4 four-cylinder, but you will notice the power in this one's actually not going to be far off from the Journey that you have right now. Obviously, oh, let me put my seatbelt on. Obviously, they've made a lot of improvements since you had purchased that Journey. Obviously, when it comes to, you know, even the gearing ratios, transmission, and obviously the engine itself. So this one definitely is pretty peppy. Now, one other thing I forgot to mention is both vehicles will have a power dimming rear view mirror. Now, this is the one that does come in. It's $1,000 more than the other one that is the granite crystal gray, almost like the gunmetal gray. And this is the one option that this one has that one won't. And that's going to be the panoramic sunroof. So obviously really nice, lets a lot of natural light in. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like I mentioned to you, I'm 6'2". And I mean, realistically, I mean, I have tons of space. Like literally quite a bit of room, and it's actually pretty deceiving from the outside, because on the outside it is nice and compact, whereas the Journey might be a little bit longer. The interior dimensions itself in this one actually are very similar. They're not far off at all. Now, when it comes to the drive, I can say that this one does handle very nice, pretty easily. Brakes feel really nice and tight too. Obviously, I mean, this is going to be a vehicle that you're going to be able to not only get that lower financing rate, like I mentioned, not only save a lot of money just because it is a nice loaner special, but on that same note as well, you do have a vehicle that literally is going to come with quite a bit of warranty left remaining. So, you know, it's obviously something I'm sure you can see value in. And when you don't have warranty, I mean, if you just want to do a simple diagnostic to figure out what is wrong with any issue, I mean, that diagnostic is, you know, you're going to average anywhere in the city from $150 to $180 just to figure out what's wrong, right? And then on top of that, it would be the cost of the repair and the parts and the labor. So, you know, it's pretty significant when you have warranty. And the nice thing as well is obviously, you know, with that warranty, if you wanted to extend it, it would actually be quite a bit more affordable because of the low kilometers, because of the fact that it is a 2019, and because of the fact that it does already come with a significant amount of warranty. So, I mean, overall, all in all, Lynn, there's quite a bit to love on this one. Now, this one particularly as well, I do want to also mention that there are some add-ons. So if you notice, there's a little bit of a faint line right here. So this one actually has what's known as the 3M rock guard protection. Now, I will confirm, I don't believe the other one has it, but I mean, just a few little nice extras, obviously for any vehicle is always nice. I mean, because 3M is definitely not cheap. But here's the vehicle. I definitely hope you liked the walk around here, Lynn. Again, I mean, it's definitely of a unique scenario. You know, it's because if you kind of look at the you know, your current kilometers on the journey, I mean, they are highway. The only issue is you know, when you kind of are you know, in a certified dealership, right? Like legally, even if I know it's highway, you know, no dealership can actually legally advise a customer and say it was highway because there's no way to prove it, right? So at the end of the day, it's something that in the marketplace you do notice that, you know, once you go over 200K, I mean, the value drops significantly. Obviously, my goal is going to be to get you as much as I can, and I know they will be very fair on your trade-in, but overall, I think considering that, you know, considering the option I do have, or the two options here with these this white and that gray Compass, I mean, you get something with four-wheel drive, you get something with lots of nice features, you get something that obviously retains a lot of warranty, something that's gonna, you know, obviously be able to hold its own, take you where you want to go. You're still gonna have great fuel economy, if not better than what you have right now. And you get those kind of features that in the long run are really going to make you happy, right? Make you happy. And at the same time, I mean, it's no secret, you know, if in 4, 5, 6 years, if just say you wanted to ever trade out, you have something that's more desirable. And obviously, you know, that 4x4 is a really, really big one, right? So I definitely hope you like the walk around. Let me know what you think. And if you are wanting to look at some numbers on this one, okay? So Shammi again, Celltown Chrysler. Definitely hope you're having a great weekend so far, okay? Thanks so much. Bye.